Oh. Oh man, it is nasty out here. It's already over 80 degrees out here this morning, and the sun's not even up yet. But it's the global warming. Oh, goodness gracious. Also, it's kind of weird because isn't it funny how with summertime, and sometimes early to mid spring the protests start. Where are these a holes when the snow's flying? I'm not kidding. It's like we can we boldly protest this action, but only when it's atmospherically suitable out. Oh, you gotta love that. But okay. Oh my goodness gracious. Here's the thing. I don't agree with war anywhere, anyway, and anyhow. But when a country who wakes up every morning chanting that you need to die, and anyone who differs with us probably needs to die, has suddenly developing out of nowhere completely crazy, in amounts, weapons grade uranium. There's only one use for it. Sorry. Weapons grade uranium is for weapons. You and I know that. Come on. But okay, that's a whole political thing. Of course, yeah, there's rumors flying all over the place. One of the things I read this morning was highly amusing. I finally sat down and read the quote unquote Moffat rumor. Here's the thing I do agree with. I think that there are. All right, this is purely opinion and speculation on my part, okay? And how the hell does my car have flying ants? I park my car in the garage every night and there's no flying ants in the garage. Okay, it's that time of year. All right. Here it is. Okay, now that I'm back on track. Oh, this is purely speculation on my part. I think that there are. One of the names that has come up now in the rumors is Amazon Prime, and the other one, of course, is there's. I can't remember the other one now. Damn, I read this morning. Can you tell the memory's failing? But they said, look, we want more creative control. See that? That's a flying ant. Little bugger. All right. They want more creative control, and the other condition is RT's got to go. And given the. See that? He just landed on the back of my head, that little sick legged shit. Um, it's like, you got anything better to do? They're trying to invade Baldus. What can I do? I can't just sit back and let them invade Baldus. Those poor people don't deserve giant flying ants up there. But okay. Yeah, and then of course, the other one is that Moffat. They're saying Moffat had written a treatment for an anthology type 8-episode series. Guys, let me explain this one more time. Stephen Moffat is about as excited to get into Doctor Who as I am about masturbating with a cheese grater. Okay, it's not. Look at what happened last time. Everybody was praising him like he was the Doctor Who Messiah. Then, because he did some stuff they disagreed with, he was getting death threats, threats against himself and his family members. No, you don't want to try that. It's very irritating. But I'm not kidding. Yeah, it's like, no, I don't think he would ever come anywhere near Doctor Who again. Then again, I was shocked when RTD did it again, but I think he did it purely as, he was saving the show, which is why they talked Chibnall into running it, and look at how well they treated him. Even though, I hate to say it, but, his era was not perfect, but it was a lot better than what we just got. At least he was pumping out 10 episodes a season, and his series finales pretty much made sense, except for Battle of Ranskoor Colossus, which everybody threw a fit over. But I know, I fully agree. I think they should give JMS a crack at it. But the problem I think they're in is, like I said, RTD, Julie Gardner, Tranter, all them are one big happy family over there at Bad Wolf. And if they agree to these terms, I think Bad Wolf would pull out. I know, I don't have them in the house. I don't have flying ants in the house. I don't have flying ants in the garage. Yet somehow for the last 2 days I've had flying ants in my car. Okay, it's well, I think isn't John Nathan Turner dead? Oh. And as I've said, imagine if Barry Letts did the stuff he did now, like he did at the last season of Pertwee. He is clearly pushing a pro-Buddhist agenda upon us. It's like, and of course now the Nardi's going around doing the rounds on all the big podcasts, acting like he's going to get the Nobel Peace Prize for being an imbecile, and very true, there were gaps between seasons, but of course that wasn't his decision. It's the same thing they did to Moffat back in with what do you call it with Capaldi. That wasn't his decision either. And look at the ratings drops as a result, but for those breaks between seasons. And then, like I keep telling you, overnights don't really mean anything. The more and more and more people, if you put something on streaming, they're going to watch it on streaming, especially if you release it at like midnight of the day it comes out. That's why I die laughing when these guys are walking around holding up overnight ratings like it means shit anymore. It doesn't. I didn't even bother to read his explanation about Omega because I heard something about, well, it's because he blah, 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 yeah, he became a soulless evil creature because of blah, blah, yeah, don't want to be. He's trying to explain, as I said to the wife the other day, and I think I told you guys this yesterday, if you have to explain the joke, then there's a reason why it probably wasn't funny. It didn't make sense. And if you have to explain your motives to the audience, you clearly didn't put the message over enough, or it was just plain shit. And like I said, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about Disney, how much they made off this or anything like that. I should start doing a little more digging. But everybody's been, speculating this, speculating that. Like I said, and the big rumor I read this morning, along with it's been going around for a bit, that yeah, they're talking to other things, but they want more creative control. That's one thing I've heard from my own front as well. But of course, this particular thing brought up, Prime and one other streaming service that I now have to go look up. I have it saved somewhere. But Amazon Prime would be your best bet. Like I said, they took Ripper Street over. Doing the BBC canned it because they didn't want to pay for it anymore, and they ran it with like 3 seasons. Yeah, I saw the butt kissing brigade. Yeah. Well, the thing was with Ian Levine is the guy's unpredictable as hell. One second he was hating Jodie Whittaker. He's one of the ones who declared rest in peace, Doctor Who, 1963 to 2017. But then when Fugitive of the Jadoon came out, a major canon changer, he thought it was one of the best episodes he'd ever seen. I don't even think I'm going to bother watching the new He-Man movie, considering what Kevin Smith did to the series. Folks, I will take the old Golan Globus, Dolph Lundgren He-Man movie any day of the week. At least it was entertaining. That series Kevin Smith put out that he was lying to everybody, and let me stress that word in capital letters so big that Martians are reading it on the surface of their planet from here, lied about being a continuation of the series so he could get the old fans back on board, and it turned out to be utter horseshit. I turned it off like after the first episode. You like killed He-Man in the first episode. And then you had Man of Arms exile because he knew who He-Man was all along and the king didn't like it. Then you got the Queen being voiced by Lindsay Lohan. Triclops has started his own religion. Damn these flying ants. How come you guys aren't baking in the sun? Because I don't exactly leave my windows cracked. For you guys, I can see that now. I have to hang a sign on the car. Please do not break open the windows. The ants are listening to the radio. Yeah, so it was like, I even liked the new Voltron series they did back on Netflix. That was actually good. I enjoyed that. But that He-Man series was garbage. Well, fortunately, we're not driving at the moment. For one, I would not be on the phone like this if I was driving. All right, it's just common sense. But of course, common sense has left this country so fast, it deported itself. Okay, it's... Yeah, Sarah Michelle Gellar, yeah, like I said, it was like that whole cast was movie, like, I'm not kidding, it's like the whole voice cast, it seemed, for He-Man, that series was women Kevin Smith wanted to fuck back in the day. You see, I just lost my monetization because I said that, but that's the impression I got. I can't be kind about it. The bots are out. I know, but I don't care. I can't. I'm not going to be like them guys. Like I said, there's this guy who does this ghost hunting thing, and he also does the conspiracy theory thing. But then he talks about these big rings of child trafficking, sex trafficking, all that, and every other word's bleeped out. And like, but he's doing it to promote this news and get it out there. And I'm like, dude, if you just cared about getting it out there, then you're obviously like bending over backwards for monetization by bleep, 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 bleep. It just annoys me that you don't need the First Amendment to be curtailed in this country. People are editing themselves for money. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised. They've literally been pulling on Star Trek's teats now for so long that I'm shocked they're still attached to the cow. Okay, it's like, but like I said, it's just, here's Captain Kirk of the Farragut. I'm like, yeah, kind of funny how you guys did so well to research your movie and all that and completely forgot Kirk had an older brother. Or was it his younger brother? Either way, I think everybody keeps forgetting that. Oh yeah, I'm going to put a cadet in charge of the starship because his daddy did a great job against these aliens from the future. Oh God, that just killed that movie for me right there. I actually gave In to Arsonist a try, and I'm sorry, Benedict Cumberbatch's Khan Noonien Singh was about as believable as, I don't know. I'm not going to go into that. I'll get into real trouble then. So yeah, the rumors are flying like crazy because everything right now is behind closed doors. Nobody wants to admit. That's what I mean. There are so many other great series out there that if there was going to be a remake of them, or at least an attempt to continue that series, it's like leave the classics alone. Like I said, I'm shocked they haven't rolled out their Firefly remake yet. Okay. Now Blake 7 with modern graphics, I don't know. Would you think they could pull that off? I don't know. So once again, keep yourselves grounded. There's going to be rumors flying everywhere in Squadrons because, as you all know, we are in limbo right now, and everybody wants to grasp onto that little bit of hope that the series is going to continue. And, you know, we all want to hear something positive, and that makes us even more gullible for some of the bullshit that little sucker just bounced. Get out of my ear, you old shit. You don't need to be buzzing around that empty hollow. God only knows what will happen up to you up there. Well. So, like I said, just be careful out there. Be kind, be calm, be safe. Take care, everyone. And we'll hopefully catch you all tomorrow morning. And as I said, just be very careful with what you hear. Have a good one.